There's a healing of the mind too, of all its conflict and tension and ideals and images. We have so many. My teacher Ajahn Chah used to say, we sit and we're at war with what's right and what's wrong, and courageously carrying on the battle with what's too short and what's too hot and what's too cold, and all the ideas we have about things. One Hindu guru I studied with said, I don't understand you people. You never want what you have and you want what you don't have. And so you're unhappy. Why not reverse it? Why not want what you have and not want what you don't have? It's so simple. But we have all these ideas, and the ideas of how things should be, and the thoughts we have, they blind us. They keep us caught. Can I read you another poem? I will. This is about Oedipus. Remember him? Long afterwards, Oedipus and the Sphinx, Part 2. Long afterwards, Oedipus, old and blinded, walked the road. He smelled a familiar smell. It was the Sphinx. Oedipus said, I want to ask one question. Why didn't I recognize my mother? You gave the wrong answer, said the Sphinx. But that was what made everything possible, said Oedipus. No, she said, when I asked, what walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 at noon, and 3 in the evening, you answered man. You didn't say anything about woman. When you say man, says Oedipus, you include women too. Everyone knows that. She said, that's what you think. We have all these ideas, and you sit and you'll see them, how your meditation should be, how your walking should be, how your breath should be, how your body should be, what you should be feeling. And the mind has endless stories, praise and blame, and every kind of archetype and possibility, and there's hatred and Hitler's in there, and there's the bodhisattva of compassion, and Mother Teresa comes and says kind things, and a little while later you become petty again. And it moves from one extreme to another. It has no pride. It will do anything. Thinking, planning, it's what minds do. What would it mean to heal the mind? It is to sit and see its nature. We can cleanse or purify the mind in some way, train it a little bit. But the problem mostly is that we take it seriously. And when we do, it separates us, I, me, and mine. And we get enveloped in what is called the body of fear, which comes out of all those thoughts. The mind creates the abyss, the separation, and the heart crosses it. Healing of the mind is when we can hold in our hearts all that arises and sense a rest and a kind of goodness, a wholeness in us, where the thoughts come and the imaginations and the hopes and the fears, and we don't live in the mind, we rest in the heart and let the mind come and go as it will. This is discovering our Buddha nature. It's discovering something so fundamental to us that we often lose sight of it, the ground of our being. From Thomas Merton, he says, there is in all things an inexhaustible sweetness and purity, a silence that is a fountain of action and joy. It rises up in wordless gentleness and flows out of us from unseen roots of all created being. The healing of the mind is to simply touch this place in us that can see all the stories and all the hopes and all the fears and all the imaginings and all the comparison, to see the sorrows and the joys of it, and discover that the heart is a place of rest, that the heart is greater than all of those, and learn the lesson all of those things bring us back to connect us to ourselves.